Hey guys, Steven here, Fanatic Perspective. Gonna break down this Texas game, season-ending loss to Purdue, 81-71 in the round of 32 over in Milwaukee. Valiant effort from the Longhorns, but we'll talk through it all because sucks for the season end in this manner. But in terms of the video, sponsorship, everything. Hopefully everybody can hear me loud and clear out there. Shout out to BUSR, official sponsor, official sportsbook, official betting partner of Fanatic Perspective. Still doing the bet $1 win 10K contest that is going on right now. BUSR.com/fanatic. Hit that link below. All the information is there. There's also the Sports 100 FP promo code where you can get 100% free play match on your initial deposit. So reliable betting partner, something to take advantage of. The other thing I wanted to give update on is the signing that Queenie B, for those who follow Queenie B on Twitter, there is the Justice Finkley signing that is happening in Austin, Texas, March 26th. So I forgot to put the link in the last video. I'll put that below and post that so that you guys can go out, show love to Fink. And I think it's going to be a pretty cool event, having more of these community type engagements with the players. So I see a lot of people talking about the officiating. So we can jump right in. People talking about Timmy Allen. I'm just going to vibe with the chat tonight because there's a lot to unpack from this basketball game. Do I think we lost the game solely because the officials were out to get us and, the refs were this, that, and the third? No. I have a problem with how the game was officiated, specifically in the second half. I had no issues with how the game was officiated in the first half, especially the way we were playing offense. But there's a time and there's a case in point in time where you get to also kind of dictate how much you get to be involved in the game as an official. And I just feel like there's times where these officials make it about them. I'm not here to cry about free throw discrepancy. I think Purdue shot too many free throws. I think they, for a team to get into the double bonus with 11 minutes left in the basketball game is pretty crazy. But I'm not going to say, I'm not going to be like, it was just insurmountable and ludicrous calls every single time. That's not what I'm going to do, because we're a jump shooting team. We can't talk about disparity. So what was the free throw disparity? It was 46 free throw attempts to 12. I have a problem with the 46. I have a bigger problem with the 12. My problem with the 12 is us, because you're getting nothing at the cup. You're getting nothing at the rim. We get a couple lobs here and there to Christian Bishop, and Dessou hit a layup, which he got fouled and went to the free throw line. We also missed 5 free throws, but 95% of our offense is jump shots. And when you're, shooting jump shots, and Purdue is offense, we knew this coming in. We talked about this in the live show we did after beating Virginia Tech in prepping for Purdue, and saying they're going to utilize their 2 bigs and throw the ball into the post. They're going to try to get to the rim. We'll talk about Jaden Ivey because he's an incredible talent himself. And, but you have all these different types of ways for Purdue where they can get to the rim. Texas, this has been a problem, against, all season. We don't get to the rim. We don't have anybody that's just breaking people down, getting all the way to the rim and forcing, things. There was time earlier in the game, Andrew Jones actually got to the rim, got a foul. So in terms of us only shooting 12, I do think there were times in the open court where our guards were getting fouled, especially Marcus Carr, and they were getting a little handsy with him, where we could have gotten a whistle, sure. But I just thought that they were so ticky tack with Purdue and how they were officiating the bigs, and the referees decided to be a part of it. Um, but somebody else just said it here. I can't cry about the refs when we didn't even shoot 40% tonight. We shot terribly, especially in the first half. You let a team go on a 20-0 run. That's not the refs. You let a team you missed, I think, 18 straight shots at one point. Again, taking all jump shots. If you're taking all these jump shots and you're missing all these jump shots, and yeah, we're in the game. We fight back. That's what Chris Beard teams do. And we kind of talk about program outlook because I have that here as a topic. That's definitely a positive. Like they didn't panic, they didn't go away, any of those things. But I just can't sit up here and only cry about the refs when you played shitty basketball for a sustained period of time in the game. That matters. People, when you're playing, we're playing Purdue, who's a 3 seed, who's very, very good. And we saw that tonight. There's little margin. There's little margin. Now, the fouls, yes, the fouls do impact who's in the game and who's not. We lost Timmy Allen. I think we lost Timmy Allen, what, 6 minutes left? So, it is what it is. I'm gonna talk. You guys really going in on the officials. I'm not saying. I don't. Again, like I said, I didn't like the way the game was officiated in the second half. But like Josh here, I agree, and I mentioned that. I just mentioned that they were ticky tack calls on the bigs, uh, especially Edie, who has poor hands and is actually, to me, weak with the basketball for somebody his size. Um, but yeah, every time he turns over his shoulder, they were very, very ticky tack. We have to defend with physicality, and it's hard. We've seen this throughout basketball history about officiating big guys, or when there's a big size discrepancy. We've seen that before. So I'm not disagreeing with this. My thing is, are we only going to sit here for this whole live stream and talk about the officials? Is that it? Like there's like we didn't shoot well, guys. We went 9 minutes and didn't score. I just want us to talk about that as much. Like, we have to hold ourselves accountable too, in terms of the basketball team. Like, we can't just. I know it's emotional right now, and it's like, oh well, you know, let's just focus on why we're pissed off. Dessou needs to get healthy too. Basketball officiating is subjective. That's why you'll hear the term often by basketball heads about adjusting to the whistle. And you hear, because like Big 12 in the conference we play in, we they let us play. We play very physical. You saw that today with Iowa State in Wisconsin, where they were not letting them set screens. They were not letting them get their shooters free. It was a very, very physical brand, for physical game, I should say, that we've all in this conference have played. But when you get different officials in tournament situations, sometimes they'll let you play a little bit more, and sometimes they'll get ticky tack with the whistle, get sensitive with certain things. I just want to see things, and yeah, like there's so many things I could just focus on and bitch about with the officials, but I want to talk about ball. I mean, yeah, like even Edie slamming the basketball in the middle of the game, like let Christian Bishop or Brock Cunningham do that. They would have got teed up with the quickness. Teed up with the quickness. Well, what's interesting is that's still a lot of talent. The other kid that's a left-hander that what's his name? First. First is actually pretty talented too. He didn't play well today, but he does have some ability. And but they're playing St. Peter's. That's the other thing too, is the opportunity on the table with how the bracket has unfolded, with the number one and number two seed being out. So it's really, really critical. I'm gonna get to the super chat here from Chris Hall. I haven't seen many teams win that go 10 minutes without scoring. Thank you. We didn't score in the paint all year. It was gonna end us. Could have used another big man, Texas. But our if we had another big man, that could have helped. But he's in Pittsburgh apparently. So we needed more bodies for the fight. TCU's up 3. Up 1, looks like 3 minute, 350 left. What's funny is I put like a few bucks on TCU money line just because. So maybe that'll come through. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you brought him up, not me. Even though I'm the one sharing it. Commentators kept talking about Ivy. Yeah, as they should. He's an All-American, and not just that, but was the key to everything for both teams, because Chris Beard, the reason why he wasn't doubling, especially early in the game, he wanted to allocate Ramey and their resources to stop Jaden Ivey from getting in the paint, just going off. And so he's going to have a lot of single coverage for the bigs. Now, what the adjustment that he made later was throwing out random late doubles, especially at Williams, because Williams just started cooking, and Williams had Christian Bishop in the torture chamber. So he starts throwing out, late doubles, giving him different looks. But that's because of a player of Ivy's caliber that Chris Beard is making the decision to play the game that way. He also realizes we're playing a guy that's probably going to be a top 3 pick, who has, I told you guys, probably the best athlete in college basketball. And it's hard to keep somebody down like that for 40 minutes. And he got going late. And the 3 he got, Courtney Ramey, so much credit needs to be given to Courtney Ramey for the way he defended Jaden Ivey. Courtney Ramey was incredible. But that 3 that he hit, I mean, that's an NBA shot. Williams had some NBA post moves, where it's just because when you get to that level, like in the NBA, whether it's like the Kyries or the Lukas or any of these guys that Kevin Durant, the defense really doesn't matter anymore because they can defeat any defense. And so in that moment, Courtney Ramey is squared up. He's perfect defensively, but Jaden Ivey can just get a look and he hit the dagger shot. Now we definitely need to recruit some more bigs. And bigs that fit what Chris Beard wants to do. I don't want to just say, thank you for the super chat again, Chris, by the way. I don't want to just say we get bigs, because that was apparently one of the problems with Trey Mitchell, was fit for what they want to do, and just not being offensive minded with the post or anything like that. But getting bigs that can give you size, that have versatility, that can guard. Oh, we're going to OT? Okay. Thanks for the update. I'm not even seeing the game, so you guys get to TBS. Tie game, 12 seconds left. I would pull it up here, but I don't want to render my stream. Bigs who can move with weight, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, that's been a struggle for us all year long, and that's something that I brought up at the very beginning of the season when we were doing our preseason show with Brad Kellner. I said my big worry with this team is the interior size. We just don't have enough, and if we face a team, we've played Gonzaga early where we saw that exploited right off the bat very early in the season. But I thought, there's just so many things you have to do as a coach when you don't have size to try to. And Chris Beard did everything he could. I give him a lot of credit for the defensive game plan today. Um, did everything he could, but you can't overcome 7'4", and he's getting every call known to man. You can't overcome Williams is hooping, you know, dream shakes, and that brother. I don't know. It was interesting. So it's tough. Yeah, well, and we talked about the free throws earlier. Definitely was an issue. Too many ticky tack calls. But the 12 is on us. You're not going to get more free throws if you only shoot jump shots. But the referees were too ticky tack with the calls they were calling in favor of Purdue to get them to the line and them getting to the bonus so early. But that's the rationalization with our free throws. You cannot complain about free throws as a team if you're taking jump shots the whole game. Yeah, old school type. He definitely has an old school type game. I love it. I love it. It's a throwback. Guys in the post, a lot of moves. Here's something. So this is something. This is something. I actually disagree with this. I'm gonna tell you why. If I'm an NBA scout, I'm actually impressed with the fact that Jaden Ivey didn't force things. Now, I'm not. I do think he should have taken a few shots to get going, but one of the things he did, he realized how he was being defended by Courtney Ramey. He realized what the game plan was against him, and he realized he had to facilitate. So he was hit. What he was doing was actually getting in the paint, trying to get by his man, get in the paint, and then get shots for others, get others on his team going. Now Purdue was missing. They only hit 1 3 in the first half. So guys, he wasn't actually getting rewarded for the playmaking he was doing. It was actually similar to Marcus Carr first half against V Tech, where he wasn't scoring, but he was impacting the game in terms of getting other people going. So I don't think I disagree in terms of his impact, because I knew this would happen and I tweeted it. Hopefully you guys are following me on Twitter. I said at halftime, Jaden Ivey's going to look to score in the second half, and you saw that adjustment. Even how Matt Painter moved him, started having him go on down screens off the ball and stuff. So yeah, I mean it's a chess match. Same thing that Chris Beard was making adjustments to try to figure out how to deal with the Williams problem. The only critique I would really have of Chris Beard in this particular game is I agreed with I think it was James that tweeted me earlier. I didn't understand why he took out Marcus Carr um, early in the game when he was cooking. Guys like that. I mean, I know there's you have plans for your rotation and minutes and all that, but I agree with what James said earlier on Twitter about letting Carr cook. And we went down with the ship. He got really banged up at the end of that game, really, really banged up. But Warriors' effort and reflective of the coach. Reflective of the coach. Yeah, this is setting up that bracket. I agree with this. um, because the what's happening with Duke right now is those kids are gaining confidence. The more that they're because that Michigan State game today was that was a heavyweight fight today. They're gaining confidence, but Tech's going to make them really really uncomfortable, really really uncomfortable. I'm going to talk a little bit more about the game, and then we can try to transition into outlook for whether it's the rest of the tournament or next year. I want to go back. Oh, my man Sean on here with a comment. Appreciate it. Um, Good gritty round and 32 type team. Well coached. This was their ceiling. Um, my only thing with this is I feel as though the regular this team, yeah, the team. One of the issues I have is we should have played better during the season in the conference tournament to avoid getting this seed. Is my thing. Um, I think if we were able to be either a 4 or 5 seed, maybe you don't like Purdue's the type of team because Purdue's really good. I know the officials were terrible. I'm not. We all agree on that. But but Purdue's really really good, and if we were able to play Purdue, let's say in the Elite Eight, that's a different. That's where the regular season and now Texas A&M people will tell you the conference tournament don't matter, but that's where it really you know you it makes a difference because when you're a 6 seed or a 7 seed or whatever, you're Michigan State today. You have to play a really really good basketball team right off the bat, round 32. So um, that's something we have to get better at next year. Is getting a I'm big on getting as best a seed as possible. Upsets do happen, um, all those things. But Jerry, why are you here, man? We're not talking about Texas Tech, dude. I'm about to block you. Um, Purdue had for sure has a lotto pick. Yeah, yeah, they got talent. They got talent. It was an excellent basketball conference for sure. What's the score of the TCU game? Do we have a score update on the TCU game? Yeah, Terra Morris definitely will help out a lot for sure. Um, I mean, when we start talking about next season, him, Dylan Mitchell, who do we think is coming back? Like I would say just Devin Askew, Dylan Dessou. In terms of like our guards, right? So we would have Askew. I think Andrew Jones actually can come back. I would actually try to get TCU's up. Nice. Have TCU money line, baby. Um, okay, cool. 3 minutes left. Yeah, I got TCU money line tonight, so we'll see what happens. Yeah, it's a good question, Jess. That's actually where I was touching on. I think Timmy Allen's done, right? Carr's gonna go to the league. I think Ramey's done. Andrew Jones, I believe has a. I would ask come back. Still got Brock Cunningham. Ivy was looking like Ja. I knew some. You do see a lot of Ja Morant in Ivy's game at times. At times, he's not as ball dominant, and he needs to tighten up his handle, in my opinion. But um, Ivy does have some of those jaw traits. That chase down block that he had on Courtney Ramey. I mean, there's maybe one or two dudes in the country that can get to that basketball the way he did. Brock posted on something on Twitter. I thought Brock has another year. What's messing me up is the COVID year and eligibility for some of these people. Beard's gonna have to go portal heavy. I think that's gonna be a staple of how he continues to build the program year to year. I think that's just a big part of college basketball, period. It's Ivy's mom, yeah, she's on the I believe they said she's on the Notre Dame women's staff, it looked like. Brock is gone. Damn. That was Captain Scrap's last game. That's sad, man. I thought he played pretty well, in my opinion, for all things considered. He's always having to guard somebody significantly bigger than him in the post. Any defensive assignment that he was asked, he embraced it. He's gritty, over here getting calls, certain things. And he actually improved his shot to where if he's wide open, he would hit that three or that corner three. She got more airtime than her kid. Y'all are funny. Oh man. Jerry, you're here to dance in our grave, huh? Good luck to you guys in Lubbock moving forward with Marquette. You said you're happy with your coach. Then we ain't got nothing else to discuss here. We good. We good. Brock didn't say he was gone. Are y'all posting fake news on here? I've had to talk to you guys about that. Hey, let's not disrespect Draymond like that. All right, no, Dray. He's Draymond Green is such an underrated basketball player. It's not even funny for all the stuff that he does. Yeah, the thing. So going back though to the Morris stuff because we'll go on for a little bit here. Morris coming in, Mitchell. We kind of know exactly where Mitchell's going to fit on the wing and the things he'll be able to do right off the bat. That's something we need that shot in the arm of athleticism for sure. Brock's quote. Thank you. That's not an official goodbye to me. I understand how you could see it that way, but that's I agree, Josh. I don't think that's a I'm out, right? So James is in here too. So only 6 players considered definitely on the roster next year. 3 current players, 3 2022 commits. So if we look at it right now, let me see here. Because Bishop's gone too, right? Bishop was a senior. Timmy Allen, Marcus Carr, Febris is gone. It was an older team. Yeah, Brock Cunningham is. I mean, on here he's classified as a junior, and we know Dessou is coming. So we know Dessou, Devin Askew. I would ask Andrew Jones to come back. That's all I'm seeing. That's all I'm seeing. Does Christian Bishop have another year of I know he's played 4 full college seasons, but again, the COVID thing is weird. Jones, I know Jones can come back. Can Bishop come back? Because I'm seeing Bishop with all those years he already had in. We'll be fine once we get Brownie. Okay, he said that Bishop can come back. Okay. Yeah, Brock's listed as a junior. I don't know. I if there's anybody that I think would play, um, if there's anybody that I think would play as long as they possibly could at Texas, it's definitely Brock. All right, what's the is TCU still up? We're about to get back on our TikTok game. 85-80. TCU lost. Damn. I'm saying damn from a betting perspective, not that I was over here. Um, I don't really. Yeah. So I'm looking at the Inside Texas Hoops tweet. Yeah, there's a lot of spots to fill. Terrio is going to be good, but he's a freshman. Now there's some stuff that he has in his bag that, from a scoring standpoint, that even we saw it at the end with Marcus Carr, but that's part of his game. He's also going to defend. I think he's going to actually gel well with Chris Beard in terms of how he plays basketball and what he needs from that guard. Yeah, damn from a exactly, damn from a betting perspective. Um, so here's the thing I would say with Chris Beard and how they build this thing out, because I think this needs to be discussed. He's gonna hit the portal again. There's gonna be a lot of guys coming in here. Now, what type of guys you get out the portal is going to be key, because this past year we were in the mix for almost every really high profile portal guy. Even the guys coming up from the smaller conferences who were hooping, and then we got them on board. Great. But we got to get people that really, really fit what he's trying to do, especially now that we all know what type of basketball we're going to be playing here at Texas. Whether you like that type of basketball or not, that's what we're going to be doing here. So the roster needs to be built out appropriately, and then you got to plug holes to where you can't, where you're not playing teams next year, and we just don't have bigs that can hold up, right? We have guys that can make wide open shots, have better shooting. Even back when Tech used to have what Moretti and some of these other guys that were knockdown shooters. So um, when you get um, you got to build out the roster with your brand and your vision in mind, and I think that's we had some success. No, there's not any disrespect to like Timmy Allen or Marcus Carr or anything like that, but um, in order to build this out and get to where you want to go long term, I mean, look at the teams that are going to the Sweet 16. Look at the teams that will be going to the Elite Eight. And him being the head coach here at Texas, he's going to have the resources between NIL, everything going on, to get high level people here, even people that are considering the G League. He'll be able to get, he should be able to get recruits, top tier guys. There's a reason why you hear about Bronny's name being thrown around with Texas basketball. So, you know, terrible, terrible. What's up, Karen? Yeah, he needs some of those guys that were, because here's the thing: we can talk about uh, the offense all day long, but it's also a rhythm thing. Because what I mean by that with the rhythm thing is when we missed like 3 or 4 just wide open jumpers, but when guys are just doing whatever and we're out of sorts. There was a time we're cutting and somebody doesn't know where to make the exchange, and we get caught on a rub. We're just out of sorts and out of the rhythm. When the ball's moving around and jumping around, you can see when that guy's going to make this shot, even if it is contested, because everything's happening in with a flow, with the natural flow of the offense. But we also need people that can make shots. I mean, there's times, God bless Jace Febris, that 4-point play actually kept us alive in this game. It was an unbelievable play. But for somebody that's supposed to be the 3-and-D type guy and be that knockdown guy on the corner, he to me didn't shoot the ball well enough for that. It was too streaky. Jace was. Andrew Jones, good shooter, streaky shooter. Courtney Ramey, probably our best off the catch shooter, and he went cold the last few weeks. So Marcus Carr really ends up being your best shooter. You need some of those guys where it's like, oh, we can't leave him over here, or else we're really really in a bind as a defense, and we just haven't. We haven't. That's been a struggle at Texas for years. That's not even just. I'm not even just going to put that on Chris Beard. That's been a struggle for years. Said we need a stretch 4 or 5. It's funny because I thought Dessou was so banged up. I thought he could do some of that. I mean, he shot the ball really well at Vanderbilt. So that's bad. I'm trying to hold it together with the terrible kidding. That's terrible. Hey, I didn't see halftime. Was Chuck down bad about Auburn losing? Did we get any comment? Because those people, these SEC people were getting really annoying about like, oh, Tennessee should have been a number 1 seed. Kentucky, and then Auburn. I was like, I should have bet on Miami. I think I did take Miami money line. I got to check, but I would love to see what Chuck had to say about Auburn going down. I'm gonna have to go back and look that up. Jerry, why are you spending so much time here, man? Tech played tonight and won. Where's the Tech spaces, or if there's not a spaces, a Tech, what do you call it? YouTube channel that's focusing on your team. Well, Dessou's got to get healthy too. Y'all are just saying anything in here. I don't know enough about the situation, in all honesty. And some of the stuff I've heard, I'm just like annoyed by the Trey Mitchell stuff. Um, we needed him. I mean, y'all saw the game. You saw the problems we've had with some of these bigs. And yeah, Trey's not even like a defensive player or anything, but he's just another body that can help on the boards, rebounding, and he actually could score. Maybe Trey Mitchell gets a few more fouls. Maybe Timmy Allen doesn't foul out of this game because we have another guy. But I'm not gonna. I don't know enough to really fully fledged speak on it. But who's bashing Chris Beard? Except for the Red Raiders fans that are in here dancing on our graves. Y'all couldn't wait for this moment, Jerry, huh? Y'all could not wait. Y'all could not wait. I missed Bob Huggins. I heard his voice. I went to go get food and I missed Huggins. I heard some of it in the other room, but what happened with Huggy Bear? Was he asleep? Was he drunk? What happened? Shout out to the Texas women's team, by the way, for advancing to the Sweet 16. Big Schaefer. My girl, we talked about Aaliyah Moore, and we gassed her up on Instagram before the season started. So shout out to her for battling back from injury and just hooping the last her first two NCAA tournament games. Very happy for that young lady. Awesome freshman class that Vic has here at Texas. Well, that's what Arterio Morris is coming to do. I think between him and your so few things to this point. I would look in the portal still. I think you always can have another guard or something. So I would definitely look in the portal. And I think you do have something there with Devin Askew. I know it sucks. Honestly, it sucks that his confidence seems so shaky and so low that we couldn't play him more. But Devin Askew has those skills. He's got to develop. Or maybe this is what he is, and he's just a supplemental defensive piece, and he's going to come in and guard people 10 to 15 minutes a game. I'd like to see more. Somebody said check your phone. Let's see. Yeah. Let me shoot you a link. Hang on one second. Hang on one second, guys. We're going to do a little boom, boom. Where are you? Oh, there you are. Okay. Let's look at these comments. I hope so. Jess. We need him. I mean, that could have helped today. I mean, maybe because Marcus Carr and Courtney Ramey had to expend a lot of energy um, on both ends, right? So, all right, let's see if we got a brother on here.
My guy,
What's good, man?
what's going on, man? Goodness gracious.
Another,
So
another, another post, autopsy report, whatever we're doing here. So, how you doing, man?
I'm okay, so upset, reasonably upset, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of growth to happen and that we're gonna achieve throughout Beard's tenure. I like the direction that we're going in though. To be honest with you, like I feel like I say a lot of stuff, you know what I mean? Obviously, clearly. It's my main trait out here on the internet. But I I honestly feel like we're two big pieces away from being a national title contending team. I love the way that we play on the defensive side of the ball. I think some of the adjustments that Beard made tonight were incredible. Like I honestly, we weren't in that much of foul trouble in the first half, and then the second half, obviously. Like I'm not sure if you've touched on the referee situation and everything, but
At the very beginning, but I mean, at this point in the chat, we can have that conversation again since you're on here.
my take on it all is okay. 70% of those, I completely understand the call. The ones that I really took issue with were this 7'4" dude cannot finish at the rim, and we're calling fouls, bailing him out over and over and over and over again. But also, I feel like it was more on the refs thinking like, oh, they're just trying to hack him because they can't guard him. He's always getting to his spots on the floor, and he's missing free throws. So we're just going to keep calling these fouls like over and over. It wasn't a hack attempt. It was more just them actually making attempts at blocking his shots, as you saw Disu did like multiple times in that one possession. But offensively, though, man, Steven, goodness, dude. When I'm telling you, I see better offensive systems run at the high school level. I'm not playing like at this level of college basketball. Round of 32 NCAA tournament, a 20 plus win team. Watching the way that we played offense was just atrocious. Like I tweeted, I'm not sure if I tweeted this out, but I threw it in a group chat or something. I might have, I don't know. But essentially, I was saying just run around, wait until they get tired, jack up a jump shot whenever they like whenever you find a little bit of space. That's essentially the offense that we run. Running around, screen, and Purdue had the perfect game plan for it all night. As soon as you get off of that screen, double them. And goodness gracious, I mean, like one of the last possessions of the game, whenever Carr's passing out of a double team that ends up going off of Andrew Jones's hand with a minute left. It's just like it. We need a true point. It's not going to find himself in trouble off the dribble every single time he comes up court. It's annoying to watch time and time.
When you say
again.
a true point, you're talking about also like game flow, and
I'm talking about someone that can slow down the pace of the game. Like I get it. I understand. Like our strategy might just be okay. Go out here. They got bigs. We don't have bigs. Let's play a fast paced game. Let's try to tire them out. Let's try to make sure that our possessions we go through it. Like we move the ball around. We take time off the clock. You know what I mean? I get it. But at what point are you looking for efficient shots? I get it. You don't have bigs. It's harder to get to the rack. But man, you can create these types of opportunities or open jump shots, which we did at times, but not to the level that we could. Not to the level that we could at all. And having a true point provides those opportunities. If you want to run that, run them off ball. Run these off ball, you know what I mean? Like run these screens off ball. Like have your point guard, your primary ball handler, create things on the offensive side of the ball. It is what it is.
I mean, it's a challenge because one of the things I think you're kind of getting at too is we don't really have a guy that's explosive in terms of off the dribble is going to blow by everybody, right? So when you don't have that guy, like we because we were talking earlier about Jaden Ivey. Jaden Ivey is going to be a top 3, top 4 pick.
Yeah.
But the thing that he was even doing in the first half when he wasn't scoring, Jaden Ivey only had 7 shot attempts today, by the way. But he was consistently able to get into the paint and everybody has to collapse on him. And because he can do that one thing very, very well, it opens up everything else. And then, when I'm not attacking the paint or driving, I can throw it down on the post to Williams for him to go to work and dominate his man in isolation. Or, we throw it into Edey when he gets deep enough into the paint and let him turn over his shoulder. So it's a much more practical approach to playing offense, and they're getting better shots.
Yeah.
All of our shots are jump shots. So that's what I was saying. Like, even the good shots we get good looks, but they're either random or out of rhythm. And we don't have guys like, if you're going to play offense the way we play, we have to be knockdown shooters because we're not getting anything at the cup unless it's a lob.
The way we play is less organized, but somewhat reminiscent as far as personnel is concerned of what the Mavericks were mid 2010s. You don't have any bigs to get some buckets down low. You have to take jumpers. You have to continuously take jumpers. That's why we filled our roster with jump shooters, right? What I think Chris Beard's play style needs is an elite big. And he hasn't really had that, to be honest, but length, size, ability to scramble and knock down shots like that's very key. But also there's a comment here from P.O. and he said, like, just Texas was a top 32 team, but not a top 16 team. I agree. I think Purdue is a better basketball team. They are. They have size on the interior. We don't have a player that was capable of stopping Williams all night. I mean, if you follow Tej on Twitter, he was saying this dude was out here cooking us like Hakeem or something.
Yo, he was getting his bag though.
Man, he was honestly,
getting his bag.
He was definitely in his bag. It was oh,
who's this thick brother out here hitting the behind the back dribble, and then he
I'll tell you what, man. That's when you know you're in the zone. He's out here pulling out all the stops. It reminded me of like Blake Griffin when he was feeling himself back in the day. He used to pull out the dribble package and just
How did you feel about that though? Because I understood Chris Beard's logic. I'm glad that he adjusted and said, you know what, I'm gonna randomly throw double teams but like flash them late.
Yeah,
not because some players they double early but if the player can see it, then he can dictate how he's gonna pass out of it or whatever. Yeah. So I did like that adjustment, but I felt so bad for Christian Bishop because I felt like he was on an island.
That man was getting bullied all night. I'm not gonna lie to you, that was bad. Christian Bishop was getting bullied all night long, all night. Like it.
He did the best he can. He's not.
He could. He's not trying to go up against a 7-footer and a 7'4" dude with Christian Bishop and Brock Cunningham is just not. It's not going to work at the end of the day. It's just
no.
It's not.
And Dessou on like 60% of himself,
and that's why they were able to get to their spots like all night long. There was another comment here from Lando, and he said he was saying Anthony Black can do it. Kieran knows. Love Anthony Black, but Williams hit the dream shake tonight. Yes, he did. I'm telling you, bro.
He did hit a dream shake.
He was trying to get some highlights for his NBA tape. Goodness gracious. But yeah, unfortunately, Anthony Black will not be going to the University of Texas. So that's just it would take a lot. It's recruiting, so I wouldn't be surprised, but
we can't.
It's money. G League's on the table for that kid, and I also think like that we got a lot of making up to do, and I don't really think we're gonna be able to do that. But man. Josh Brady said, "You love that Mavs talk." Yeah, how do you feel about the best basketball team in Texas? By the way, that's an interesting question for you.
Ooh, Texas Tech?
No, I'm talking about
NBA.
NBA, yeah, I'm talking about the best basketball team in the state.
We're doing this now. We're the state.
Talking about that team that's gonna make the Western Conference Finals. Might even make the finals. I'm
upset with the Mavs. I bet on them yesterday, and they blew my money with the Hornets.
Look, we needed some games off. We were cooking the entire league.
Bet on that, huh?
I use BUSR to bet. I can't bet on my own teams using BUSR. You know what I mean? I gotta bet on some other teams. You know what I mean? I bet on the Spurs tonight. You know what I mean? Bet on the Spurs to cover that 70-point spread that they had against the Warriors without Stephen Curry, because y'all are a sorry franchise. But it was just easy money, I guess. But
Shout out to BUSR, official sponsor, official sportsbook betting partner, Fanatic Perspective. I appreciate that, Karen.
no problem. No problem. I got you with the shout outs.
How much different would this team look with a Jackson Hayes type presence on the floor? I mean,
They win the game.
Even a Kai Jones.
Yeah.
Even if Trey Mitchell is still with us.
Yeah.
That's another body. The final score is a 10-point margin. And we get that, we see that. But we were down. We were talking about a one possession game with less than a minute to go before things kind of went sideways for us with the possessions. But we were right there is the point. Even after the whole 20-point run BS and not scoring for 9 minutes, that's what's gotta you can't have an 8 to 9 minute scoring drought and expect to win the basketball.
That's what this team is, though. So I've watched 7 full games this season of Texas basketball. As you've heard, if you follow me on Twitter, if you know me and Steven, we've talked about this team before on the YouTube channel. I am not a fan of regular season college basketball. I love the upsets, love the pride pageantry, home games at Cameron Indoor. Awesome. You know what I mean? I'm going to love watching us at the Moody Center next season. Going to be great, right? Not that big of a fan, but I was like, you know what? This team has talent. This team has potential. Heard all the preseason hype. Let me tune into a couple of games. Let me check out some things. The only game that we did not have a scoring drought of 4 minutes or more that I can remember was our last game in the round of 64 against Virginia Tech. That every other game, I swear to God, there's a graphic right above, like they have it pulled up and ready. I'm telling you, the graphics department already has that pulled up and ready. They have it typed out. Texas hasn't scored in the last blah, blah, blah minutes. Just like they just fill it in as far as the clock is concerned. Because every single game, 4 to 7 minute runs without scoring a single point. I think it actually did happen against Virginia Tech, though.
At the beginning of the game.
Yeah, at the very beginning of the game.
The beginning of the game.
Good. Yeah, so every game that I can remember, we have had one either in the first or second half, sometimes in both halves, where it's just a drought of not being able to score a single point. But tonight was atrocious. 9 minutes and 40 seconds off the game clock, and you can't score a single bucket. Not a single shot falls. Not a single one. You can't win. You lost the game right there.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You lost the game right there. Granted, they had 41 free throw attempts. Good God. You lost the game right there. You didn't even have an option.
Yeah, Chris Beard can't go back to his team. And talk, just say, oh, the refs screwed us with the free throws, man. That's we got to play better try to play better without fouling. Now there's situations where we've said this throughout. Very, very ticky-tack calls. Very ticky-tack calls. And even some of the calls. Though. Exactly. That's the thing. It's like, I'm not saying you got to anticipate that, but if you want to get to the free throw line, then be hyper-aggressive and try to go to the rim. The thing is, we don't have that size, and we don't have players that just break down and get to the cup like that. We don't. Or else we would be the team, because I don't even mind being an ISO ball team if we had people that could do that, right? If I had a team where I could isolate a big and we switch and I get that 7'4" dude out there and I have a guy that can just cook him and get to the cup or get a foul every time, or Williams, like you saw.
Yeah.
Purdue had players that could just get there as an isolation. We struggle with that. Marcus Carr, I tweeted this. We needed Marcus Carr to get 30. He got 23, had a really good game for Marcus Carr. But that's a game where it's like, bro, like last game, Andrew Jones hit 5 threes in the first half.
Yeah. You need Marcus Carr or Andrew Jones to put up great numbers to be able to produce. It's either Marcus Carr, Andrew Jones, or Timmy Allen. And I gotta say something about it.
What happened to Timmy Allen, man?
It's what Timmy Allen has been this entire year. When he's playing up against elite competition, whenever he's playing up against some size, whenever he's playing up against a guy that's not going to back down from him in the post, he struggles. He doesn't score. That we've seen it before, but like it's not like, oh, he's struggling. No, he gets completely taken away.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen it happen 0-point games before this season. We have seen it happen at 2 points tonight and gets fouled out. You've seen it happen time and time again. And I hate to say that because I think he's a great basketball player. I think he can improve, but he is yet to show up in a big moment for us against an elite opponent. I'm sorry. In a must-win situation, in a must-have-it type situation, when has he really shown up against a guy that he is evenly matched with or might be a little bit better than him? When has he stepped up to the plate like that?
I mean, I thought he played well in the Kansas games, but
sure.
But to your
yeah.
I'm
not trying to diss on Timmy Allen. I think he's very capable of getting into his bag. But man, sorry, elimination game in the NCAA tournament. We need more than 2 points and getting fouled out.
I agree.
What, 6 minutes left? Like,
even if length is a problem for you.
Yeah. And that's, bro, he's a bucket. He's a bucket. I don't know if it's like just a confidence issue or something. Get to your spot, bro. Get to there. And if not, the one basket that he scored tonight was a tough shot, but he's capable of finishing those. Yeah, and I understand, I understand, like, you're where I think like Marcus Carr does more for me than Timmy Allen is that, you know what? Even if I'm not on, I'm gonna take that shot. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna take, and it might piss you off as a fan, but he's gonna keep shooting. Now, listen, you don't want Russell Westbrook type, I'm gonna take that shot mentality.
No,
but
you don't.
You
know
what I mean? But
it's levels on the spectrum of where you want that. But I agree.
Yeah, I mean that's what I like about Marcus Carr though too. Whenever you need some momentum, he's capable of providing it, or he's gonna try to at least. You know what I mean? The 3 that he hit was it him or Andrew Jones? I'm losing memory now. Late in the game where we got within 3 late in the game. Was it his 3? No, it was Andrew Jones's 3. It was Andrew Jones's 3. But I think Marcus Carr found him on that play. Like, I don't know. It just offensively though, I will say this. I don't like. I don't want to call it scheme. I feel like I'm talking about football, but goodness gracious, if we could have an offensive coordinator for this basketball team, I would love it. You know what I mean? It's just not innovative. It's chaos on the offensive side of the basketball. And it feels like every time we're going down there, we're this close to turning the ball over. Every time we make a pass, it's, oh, I'm in trouble, kick out. Oh, I'm in trouble. But like, we pick up our dribble every single time, and there's 2 people on us, and we're in trouble. Like, there's no sort of flow, rhythm, anything about the offense. It's, oh, I'm in trouble. Oh, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. Kick it. Oh, okay, I have a little bit of space. Take the jumper because there's less than 10 seconds left on the clock. I mean, Devin Askew, I don't think I've seen this man take a shot since I've been watching this team play.
They've got to have a conversation, or it's more than a conversation with him, though. They've got to work with him. He has the tools, man. He's just reluctant. He actually can get to the cup and get by people, but he doesn't do it.
I don't know, man. I will say this though. Our style of play, perfect for the tournament. We make the tournament every year. We are going to be a team that gives a lot of people hell. And if we have guard play, we have some elite players on our team, which is what you recruit for, the Arterio Morrises of the world, you're going to be a real problem. Arterio Morris is going to have the keys to the car next season, in my opinion. Get out there and get it done. I don't know.
What's that, Rage Cactus? Good to see you in here. Good to see you in here. In bigs that are versatile, you just don't want any type of big men. You want big men that are going to fit what Beard is going to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, how would you guys – so I want to end here because we've been kind of going back and forth about the game and everything. What's your overall opinion on year one in terms of like if you were to grade it, or because I mean when you came on here you said you feel good about the trajectory of the program overall.
Yeah. There's one big thing that I have that like hovers around the success or failure of Chris Beard's future. Now, how do I feel about this first season? I don't think there's much that you can take away from it. He literally got guys from all over the country, brought them in. They all seemed like they were going to work well, but it
was
wasn't
good, not
happening.
great.
Yeah, it was good, not great. But that's where it goes though too. Is like, yes, culture wise, I think he has a culture of hardworking players, great defense. But this is the one question I have for you. What would you say the offensive identity of a Chris Beard team is?
It's very motion heavy, very slow paced, grind it out. And that's not sexy.
No.
Never has been.
No.
Never has been.
My thing is, I love it. I love the first year. I love the mentality. I love the effort that the guys play with, because we don't quit. We're a team that doesn't quit. We hustle on defense. We hustle. We don't. I mean, like when we got out of that timeout when we were down 14, came right back, right? Got some dogs. My problem is, are they going to be put in the right position to win down the stretch? Whether it's these guys who aren't going to be as talented as the next round of players that we have. The roster that we have in 3-4 years, I expect to be 10 times better than this one, to be honest with you. And they're going to be bought into the system, playing in it for years, especially the veterans that we'll have. But my big thing is, are we ever going to have a solid offensive identity? Like, I get it. What we did this year, I'm not sure that's what it's going to be next year when you have a real point guard. I don't know.
I don't think we will, personally. I think his offense is going to be as good as if he has an elite guard or two that can just get buckets. Because honestly, like when the Tech people, when they had Culver, and Culver became a lottery pick type guy, and some of these other dudes that could just score. Like even last year, their team was like, it was Mac McClung just basically just go get a bucket.
Yeah.
Like that's
this is my thing. Is that championship winning basketball? Like T Wood put a comment here. You don't need a sexy offense. You had open looks. Sure. What happens in the tournament when you have an off night shooting the basketball? You're out. It's done. You don't have any backup play. Like when you are completely rooted in taking jump shots because you cannot create opportunities at the bucket, which, I mean, it might happen if we get some elite bigs in there. But like you said, we need some guards that can create and score. It's completely reliant on having elite guard play. Completely reliant on having elite guard play. You're putting the keys in their hand. You're saying, go get it done. But what happens when everybody else is having an off shooting night? Season's over. Just like that. There's no backup plans. There's none of that.
And to your point, look at Purdue. Purdue didn't shoot well today.
Exactly.
Purdue didn't shoot well.
barely had any shot attempts, but guess what they could do? Go down deep. They could go down to the post. They have different opportunities, different paths to win. Kind of like, okay, I relate this to boxing. Me and you are both big boxing heads. What happens when Floyd Mayweather gets blitzed and his shoulder roll is not really working? Starts using his feet, going around, using the jab, staying at distance, moving. When he can't counter in the pocket, he switches it up. Switch your style of play, adapt it to what works best against somebody else. We run the same thing against everybody. We do.
But I also think he wants to control that because he wants them to be what we do on defense expends so much energy. And he wants them to be so locked in on I think that's part of the reason why they don't run more. Here's the other thing too. Like, why you see teams like Kansas did something. I think it was in the Creighton game. They got a couple easy threes just on a long rebound of just throwing the ball ahead, and then somebody else cutting and somebody going the other side. And it's because the defense is not set coming back. Texas, we purposely don't like to speed the pace up unless we absolutely have to.
Well, nothing but movement, but we slow play everything. It's not efficient, man. We'd be a killer team in transition, but to Beard's point, he does not like turning the ball over.
That's exactly.
I get it. You got to take some risks to get some rewards. You got to. At the end of the day, you want an elite offense, you're going to have to take some deep shots. You know what I mean? When we're talking about football, like you are, like it just, I don't know. Yeah, James Lee has it right. Tom Herman level of like running our system hard hit. I don't think it's Tom Herman level because it is efficient. What he does works, and if you get your
Keenan
guys,
Evans, that was the other guy I was thinking about. So Keenan Evans, he was another get a bucket guy.
Yeah.
But those weren't system guys at Tech. They weren't. They Tech was doing a lot of ISO. They just could score. Like between him, Culver, Moretti was a shooter, and then so anytime things got hectic and they could kick, Moretti could shoot off the dribble and he could shoot off the catch.
Yeah.
But we don't have anybody that shoots like that on our roster.
No. Yeah.
Here's so because I don't want to sound like we're just blowing up the team or anything like that.
No,
but
it's a good team.
It's a good team. I think my whole outlook on the season is I think it is slightly disappointing only because of the amount of guys you brought in. I think, and again, you played a game where you probably should have played this team in the Elite Eight, not the round of 32, because y'all messed around and dropped to a 6 seed. When you I think Texas was probably more of a 4 or 5 seed in terms of the what they had on the team. But when you drop down, now you draw a Purdue in the second round, and you got to go to war. Now granted, everybody,
You see, I can't jive with this though. I don't mind the seeding because you win this game, you're playing St. Pete.
Correct.
To go to the Elite Eight.
Correct.
Correct. Get this game up out of the way. Go beat that Cinderella story, and go to the Elite Eight. Like I don't know. As far as like luck of the draw is concerned, you could have beat this basketball team tonight. You really could have.
No, you could have. Mm-hmm. And then you would have really been. You really would have been straight.
Yeah.
You really would have been straight. I think here's the thing. I'm saying slightly disappointing only because we still, we didn't win anything. We got a tournament win. That's dope. We needed, again, low bars that we're trying to get over and rebuilding our basketball program and culture. I think to your point about culture, the excitement that he's brought to Texas basketball in general is very, very good and was much needed. That's the type of energy you need going into the Moody Center next year. I love the student engagement, the fan engagement, like that. Well, I think he really does understand how to build a program, but how to build a program at Texas. And because you know how clueless people can be, and hopefully he can continue that creativity, and as he gets more people on board, because we should have a better home court advantage throughout the season to help things.
Yeah, the wine and cheese crowd, man.
Hopefully it gets to the we got to put Jerry in timeout again. What's going on? All right.
What did Jerry do?
Timeout. So y'all don't got to keep arguing. I don't want this thing to get toxic. I've tried to tell Jerry, I don't mind having opposing fans in here, anybody that wants to contribute to the conversation. But when you try to make everything about you and not, y'all can go look at my comments. Jerry thinks I'm a terrible YouTuber. He tells me every video. So y'all can go look at any of the last few videos.
Jerry Lopez?
Jerry Lopez.
Yeah.
He said I'm awful. You're a terrible host, is what he said. You're terrible. Awful. No good, very bad.
I'm only saying, just bring a tweak to offense. Oh, he's a Tech fan. It makes sense. Okay, got it.
My man's just clouding up. Yeah, just clouding up things. I'm gonna go for a few more minutes because I do need to go to bed. Because I didn't even realize it's 12:15.
Yeah, it's still only 10 out here. Beautiful Los Angeles. Yeah,
beautiful LA out there.
It's a good time.
Yeah, but moving forward, I am high on that. I think that can sell a program. people are going to want to be a part of the program. I think he's going to have to prove on the from a defensive side when the team buys in. Thanks for that. Yeah, when the team buys in and the engagement is there, this team will fight. And I think he's only going to get more kids and find kids, whether it's the portal or recruiting, to build that up. But ultimately, the big question is what you said, Kieran. Can you evolve an adaptive approach to where you're not stuck in the 40s offensively?
Yeah.
I don't think Texas is ever going to be an offensive juggernaut under Chris Beard unless you get a NBA level scorer on your roster.
Yeah.
They're just not that's never going to be the case. But they shouldn't be, they don't have to play this slow.
Mm-hmm.
And I do think you should try to adapt to get. I'm a fan of having some bigs.
Yeah.
Like the way Purdue play, theoretically how they're built is kind of how I would like to. That's how I would build basketball teams.
Mm.
Have my shooters, have an elite guard,
have Jaden Ivey.
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be nice to have Jaden Ivey. You know, it'd be pretty cool. Goodness gracious. If Jaden Ivey's not on the team, they don't win this basketball game, though, either. I'm being honest. They don't. Goodness gracious. It's like having a top 5 NBA draft prospect kind of helps you at the end.
Right. And he was chilling the whole game. And until the brother was like, oh, we need y'all need some extra buckets?
Yeah. I guess my takeaway from this season, though, is too, I love the fact that we can recruit elite talent to come play here. But also in college basketball, I don't want to Calipari this up. I don't. I want a coach that's capable of getting these guys in the right position time and time again. And defensively, he does the damn thing. He does his job in that regard. But offensively, I'm not going to feel comfortable season in and out, completely reliant on whether we have an elite recruit coming in to play offensive basketball for us. It's at the end, you're a coach. Why? I'm telling you, if St. Pete goes out there against Purdue and looks like a more organized offensive basketball team against them, gonna be it's frustrating. It's frustrating. Because I mean, yes, St. Pete, they got some dogs. Listen, that Eddard, freaking dog, man. Be honest with you. He's like one of those dudes at the gym that just gives you 30. And you're just like, what the hell is going on? You know what I mean? But I don't want to be sitting here in a college basketball environment completely relying on elite basketball players. That's not good for, in my opinion, good for the longevity and success of your program. If you're completely relying on somebody coming in and saving it. I want a solid system. Defensively, we have that. Offensively, there needs to be tweaks. There needs to be adjustments there. Just for long-term success. We will have a successful season when we have an elite scorer, but let's add to what we have. Let's tweak some things.
It's funny. Even people, the game, it just like football, it evolves. And I think you have to be more open and adaptive to what, will Chris Beard ever be open to having a point for somebody? I mean, granted, he already kind of had that with Timmy Allen, but what if you had somebody souped up like Apollo Banchero that's on Duke, where they're constantly catching the ball on a rebound and pushing that's really what they do. And Duke didn't, when I grew up, Duke wasn't playing like that. They were more traditional sets, right? And now Duke plays the way NBA teams play. Push, get out in transition, try to find an ISO. Once we're in half court, playing high pick and roll. And
I want to see more of that from the Texas team. I would love it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I would love to see Marcus Carr in that sort of situation, not running around with his head cut off. I don't know. Yeah. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's tough.
I'll tell you what though. Who's your favorite now to win this? I mean, because Texas out. Clearly we had them picked to win the championship. But given all the games that happened, we're through the Sweet 16, or we're through the round of 32 now. Who's your pick to get it done?
So before the season, I'm gonna do the same thing I did with Georgia, because this is funny how this is starting to play out. I before the season, I said Gonzaga.
Mm.
This is it. It's now or never. They got Chet Holmgren in there. You still got Drew Timmy there. Like they'll do it.
Yeah.
Before the tournament, pick Gonzaga. So I'm still on board with Gonzaga right now. Only right now, and I'm glad that they had like they needed to have some of those real physical type games. Georgia State, Memphis, both those teams gave it to them. Looks, they avoided having to deal with UConn's athleticism and what they have up front because UConn got eliminated. So Gonzaga's looking like, hey, we just got to wait for, Duke, Texas Tech to get over with, and then we'll take them out, right?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is this Duke team, they're starting to realize their powers.
Yes.
And I think
they're playing with motivation too, man. It's always.
Yeah. It's weird though, because I thought it was working against them. Like that night when they played North Carolina and
UNC came in.
They look shook, man.
Yeah, I think they were. I think they honestly were. UNC.
Like, that was a lot
UNC's
of pressure.
a problem right now too.
That's the thing. UNC, you got people on like that game. That game was so critical for college basketball, man, because UNC since then, I mean, now they did fumble the bag against VTech.
Yeah.
But UNC traditionally has never done well in the ACC tournament. Never.
No.
But UNC since then, what's their weakness right now? They got they got shooters, they got guards that can break you. We talking about people that get to the cup. They got several.
Yeah.
RJ can get wherever he wants
on
the court. So North Carolina, and that's why I was like, oh, when I saw them,
they're a sleeper.
I was like, ooh, they're gonna beat Baylor. Ooh, that's a lot of people they got to defend.
Yeah. Tech versus Duke is going to be a crazy game though too. But I'll say this though, across sports, just globally, playing with the extra motivation of tragedy of last season, they always perform well, man. The Broncos with Peyton Manning
to get out of this first weekend.
I'm telling you right now. The dark, twisted side of my brain wanted some tragedy to happen to the Dallas Cowboys so we can win a Super Bowl. Because I'm telling you, man, Hurricane Harvey happens and the damn Astros win a World Series.
Bruh.
Hurricane Katrina happens. As soon as they get everything back in order in New Orleans, they win a Super Bowl. I'm telling you, Dallas just needs some, like, I don't know. I don't want anybody to get hurt, but like maybe like a building collapses in downtown just out of nowhere, and people lose their cars and homes. But we get a Super Bowl though. You know what I mean? Nobody gets hurt. We get a Super Bowl. It's a good time. Not like bad tragedy, Steven. Let's be honest here. You telling me you wouldn't give up your house for a Super Bowl? Listen. If it's some lightning struck my house, burned it down.
Some more blood sacrifices.
Insurance got you, my guy. You know what I mean? You'll be okay. Not a blood sacrifice. I'm telling you. You know what I mean? Foundation cracks. You got to lose your home, but Jerry gets a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? It's a good time. You know you want it, Steven. It's okay.
Jerry got to make that sacrifice, not us. Nah, let's see. Somebody brought up Villanova. I actually like the way Villanova played today. I know Ohio State kept coming back.
Best coach in college basketball, in my opinion. Jay Wright.
Who, Jay Wright?
Yeah.
I'm not going to disagree with you because his player development system is crazy. Like, there's people that come to Villanova, they have no left hand. They leave there, every fundamental in the book.
He almost always has good guard play. No, great guard play. Always. He had, what was it, Brunson, Archidiacono. Remember him? Like, he had Dante DiVincenzo come off the bench and score 30 in the national championship game. Like, he's going to have elite guard play. Like, Villanova's always dangerous. Now, I will say this. Juwan Howard slapping a coach and then winning a natty would be wild, bro. I'm telling you, I'm going crazy. If Juwan Howard just disrespects everybody like that, then just pulls out a natty.
Bro, he's already won 2 because what happened, I'm glad you brought that up because what happened in that game was beautiful, man. At the end of the for him, for those guys, we talk about these old black men that have been beefing for a long time.
Yeah.
And to see them all connect and be, you know what, we here for the school and we here to do this together. Our brother is the coach. And you know that incident that happened when, you know, those kids, they have rallied around Juwan Howard. That program has rallied around Juwan Howard. So to get to a Sweet 16 out of the 11 seed, you know, very impressive with all of that, man. I was tearing up, man, when I saw them hugging and stuff. Ray Jackson was in there.
Yeah.
All those old Fab Five guys.
Fab Five, yeah.
Yeah.
I work with Jalen Rose's daughter now.
Really?
Crazy. Yeah, Mariah Rose. Super talented basketball content creator. So yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah, no, awesome. Just a little side note. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool.
Sidebars.
Yeah, she's been going crazy about this Michigan stuff too.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah. No,
yeah. That's actually weird. You know where she's at college right now? Georgia. So that semifinal must have been hard. I'm not gonna lie. Oh goodness. But yeah, it is what it is. Goodness gracious.
Anything you want to plug? Because I'm getting ready to wrap up here.
Nothing to plug right now. Actually, no, I do have something to plug. Go check out Tattoo Baker on Twitter. He's doing a poll of the best Texas fans. Best Texas Twitter accounts. This guy up here, he's competing in it. I want to get to a point where I can beat him. I know he has the YouTube, but you know, y'all really don't want me to use my TikTok following on there. I'm telling you, it's gonna be bad time for you guys. I'm trying to win this thing. So go out there. I have a poll up. I'm actually gonna retweet that right now. At Care Bear Kieran on Twitter. Yeah, I'm telling you, I'm gonna retweet that right now. Go vote for me. You know, if you guys care about me, go drop me a vote. Go vote for Steven until we play each other. Then vote for me because I care entirely too much about this stuff. That's all really I'm gonna plug right now. Tattoo Baker's his tournament of Texas Twitter fans. Go vote for me and Steven. That's all I ask. So
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
Oh, you'll appreciate it until we play each other, because then I'm sorry, no friends, no friends in the tournament, my guy.
Oh no! If something happens to where we get matched up against each other, it's gonna be it. That, oh man, that 24 hours, it's gonna be wild, brother.
It's gonna be. I'm talking trash too. Best believe I'm talking trash.
I know you're gonna empty the clip. Oh,
you know,
man,
I have to. I have to. I'm sorry. You're gonna have a bunch of 13-year-olds from TikTok just flooding your comments, telling they're gonna look like Jerry Lopez out here. You're gonna get some hate comments up in here. Oh goodness,
man. I don't know, Jerry. You're an incredible person, man. Just spend your night dealing with people that you allegedly don't like, just to flood the comments. I've never understood that energy. But
man, I woke up this morning to a comment, just huge paragraph from somebody on Instagram just telling me that I'm an idiot and this and this and this and that. You know, it is what it is. I understand people want to get their takes off about sports, but just it is what it is. It is what it is. Just relax. You know what I mean? It's just a basketball game. At the end of the day, it's grown men throwing an orange ball into a friggin' iron rim. Sports. Yeah, we're talking about sports at the end of the day. So no need to take it too seriously, everybody. You know, there's always worse things in life. You could be dumped by your girlfriend and then blocked on everything. You know, it could be worse, guys. It could be worse. It could be worse. You know, so yeah. You guys have a great night. I appreciate you, Steven, for having me on. As always, you know what I mean? Bet on yourself and also bet on BUSR. BUSR, one of the best, and I mean best, websites to go do some sports betting, like Steven has before, like I have. I need to start taking Steven's advice because I'm terrible. I'm losing a lot of money, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm losing a lot. Oh my God. Go to busr.com/fanatic and fade any pick that I put in there. If I tweet something, go against it because you will lose money too. All right. But go to busr.com/fanatic. Get on it, Steven. Rip the promo. I'm telling you, because I can't talk about it too long. I can't. I'm struggling out here, man. Rent in LA is not cheap. Neither is the gas. I'm telling you, man. Start taking Steven's advice because he makes money on there, man. I'm hard headed.
This brother's starving.
Hey, Austin said, bro, I had Iowa in the Elite Eight, dog. Don't say. Bro, I work with an Iowa alum, and she's like, don't pick us. We haven't been past the second round in years. I was like, no, you guys will get it done. You guys look good in the Big Ten tournament. I'm telling you, fade anything that I'm picking, man. Fade anything that I'm picking. Oh, goodness. 80s and 90s rap on his channel. Oh, no. If we get matched up, see, I'm telling you right now, if we get matched up, you got to listen to two rappers' entire albums. One is Coochie's. You got to listen to him. He's amazing. And the other one is who else? Oh, Yeet. Yeah, you got to listen to Yeet. Yeet's amazing. So two young, Yeet. Yeat. Yeet. Got to listen to Yeet and Coochie's. You got to listen to both of them. If I lose, I'll listen to that Nas BS or whatever you guys listen to.
I wasn't even being dismissive of your people. I don't understand why you had to have the dismissive energy towards ours.
I don't know. Those old heads that you like listening to.
And you act like I'm like that old. I'm more of the, Kanye era.
Okay. Well, I mean, like I was Common. Kanye, Lil Wayne, T-Pain. Yeah. It's like those are my things, 50. But you listen to like Common though, don't you?
You don't like Common?
No, ain't nobody listening to Common Sense, bro. What are we talking about? about?
They Common Sense.
That's his name. I have common sense by not listening to Common Sense. I'm not.
Wait, you purposely said Common Sense just to go older.
Yes.
You didn't even acknowledge the rebrand, dog.
Because that's what I assume you're listening to. You listen to Common Sense album. You're not listening to Common.
I'm not listening to that struggle rap anymore. but
oh,
I mean, this.
I don't know.
Common Sense.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to put a dime and a nickel.
You got Curtis Blow in your playlist. It's okay. Just be honest with yourself. We know you got it. You was getting hyped for the game tonight listening to basketball. It's my favorite sport. I like the way
Have you ever seen the clip of what's his name? Hannibal Buress, and he's making fun of the
like how they used to rap.
Yeah, that's an elite clip.
Yeah, that's an amazing clip. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, like the old Will Smith days and stuff. But yeah, back to BUSR. Fade me. Go ahead, Steven. Take us out.
Shout out to BUSR, official sponsor, official sportsbook, official betting partner, Fanatic Perspective. Appreciate you guys. Appreciate Karen jumping on. I gave you guys his socials. Go follow on all platforms. Help us in the Tattoo Baker contest. We need all the help we can get. It's all hands on deck situation every time we match up. Very, very well-known Texas Twitter accounts out there that people follow. And so, just looking to be a part of that engagement as well. Guys, it was a good run. Hopefully, this is the start of something that we're building in a very, very good direction under Coach Chris Beard. And, if that's the last time we got to see Andrew Jones wear a Texas uniform, Ramey, all those guys, thank you. Thank you for what you did for this program. And they went out with a Warriors effort and a Warriors spirit tonight, in my opinion. So Horns always up.
Hook 'em.
Hook 'em, hook 'em.